MNC, it's MNC. He gon' rack it up, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the MMC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, custom gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, mooch and crap. Mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays the show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's MNC, it's MNC. It's mooch and crap, it's mooch and crap. MMC is back, MNC is back, it's back, it's back, and y'all already know.
Good morning and welcome to the MNC show. We are live.
It's MNC. Mooch
it's MNC.
MNC. So yeah, we are live. It is MNC show. We are happy to be here. We are happy to be kicking some ass with you guys this early morning. Something tells me I might have to carry that load, man. I might have to bring it right today, Mooch. I'm gonna have to bring it. Mooch is like, I don't know, man.
I got some reserves in here. I got a little yelling to do. There's a lot of topics that are gonna be hot and heavy, but at the same time, no, yeah, you're gonna be doing a little bit of the extra lifting today, buddy.
Hell yeah. Hey, you know what? I don't mind. I'm well versed in this show. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, you know a thing or two about it.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it. So if you guys are just joining us, someone's like, damn, I missed a song. See, the song's catching, man.
It's catching on.
It is. It's catching
very
on.
Catchy.
Yeah, it is. It is very catchy. So if you guys are just joining us, please like it, share it out, all that kind of good stuff. We would really appreciate it. I definitely have a load for you guys, so don't worry about that, Dennis. Always got more in reserves. Exactly. It's going to be a really fun show. There is a lot to talk about. We're trying not going to beat that drum too bad with the streaming stuff like that. That's why there's other stuff that we're going to be able to talk about. New rumors, leaks, maybe some E3 stuff. We've got some voicemails, which, by the way, MC Show Live, if you guys ever want to do that. We've got some giveaways, all that kind of good stuff, man. Maybe we've give away some some Game Pass, man, because they're giving it away. They're giving it away, man. It's cheap, man. It's like that, it's that like that $1 hooker, man. They're like, here, you want some Game Pass? Here you go. You know what I mean? And
you gotta get your examples back to PG-13 somehow.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, when we started the show, what were we, man? We were the Howard Stern.
It was. Now we've turned into 2019 Seinfeld stand-up.
Oh, yeah. Well,
right?
What's the deal with cheap Game Pass?
What's going on with these games?
What's going on? So, yeah, there is a lot of cool stuff to talk about. One of the things, which is what I did a video on last night, which I found to be, hey, it's the 2nd anniversary to the Nintendo Switch today also, Mooch. So happy anniversry. I know you like those number 2 birthdays for sure, right?
I like how we always celebrate everything that has a battery in it or something. You know what I mean? What? Happy birthday, Switch.
Happy birthday. It's only 2 years.
Hopefully it's not offended by it getting older.
It's only 2 years, and this thing is already at caught the Xbox One almost in sales, which I think is, I mean, they're not really competing, I don't think, but it's still incredible when you think about it, right? Especially coming off the Wii U, it really just kind of goes to show you that anything can change. Yeah, that this industry really changes fast, and that Nintendo really struck gold. Because if you think about it, if you think about it, the Wii U is kind of like a Switch, right? So I think they took the feedback, right? Because everybody that has a Wii, like I still have mine. You play that thing and you're like, you know what would have been cool if I could have taken my games with me someplace else on this tablet, and I think that's kind of what they did. I didn't think the Wii U was a terrible console at all. It just, wasn't exactly what they promised. Remember when they told you you'd be able to have 2 of those controllers And
Yeah,
at
I
the
think a
same time,
lot of people were also looking forward to the Wii U, the tablet there kind of being as like a double screen, almost like your 3DS functioned, right? But
Yeah.
realistically speaking, I don't know if console gamers wanted that. The portable market had that, but it wasn't sitting very well with a lot of gamers. Myself personally, I think the Switch, like you said, I think you said something very intelligent just early on. You said they're not in competition with Microsoft. They're not.
Yeah, they're not.
Because they're taking this thing and it's on the road. It's a portable device. They knew that the tablets were actually kicking ass with the younger crowds. So they mimicked it. And I think Sony's following suit.
I think Sony is too. So I did a video about this. There are some patents and stuff like that. Like Sony also, they stopped production on the PlayStation Vita, which was, you know what I mean? Like it was a really good handout. If you really want to get technical about it, the PlayStation Vita was like the Taj Mahal of handhelds, right? This thing is just amazing graphically, what it could do. Just a fantastic handheld. They were doing, off-screen play with that. Like you could do remote play with that on any game, I think. Basically, what that meant is if you had a PS4 and you were playing a game, you could off play it onto your handheld, and I thought that was pretty cool. Now that they've officially stopped with production of that, they can really go out and sort of make something completely new and make it Switch-like, right? But here's where they could have the upper hand on both Nintendo and Microsoft. Microsoft is counting on everybody else's hardware, right? They're a software company that could come back and bite them in the butt. The reason being is Sony is a hardware company, right? So everybody's going, Sony's going to have to do the same thing. Sony's going to have to do the same thing. And to an extent, yeah, but what if they just come out with their own mobile device that also has, third-party carrier, meaning they could get like AT&T or whoever, and then you could actually have a carrier with you when you're out 4G, 5G later on or whatever. The Switch, the only way you'd be able to stream anything to that is hotspots. Sony could also do like the mobile stuff and still keep their console very relevant. And
let me ask you this though, Crap. That's all fine and dandy, but where is this thing going to be bundled in it? Is this an?
I doubt it. I think it's going to be something afterwards. I thought they really dropped the ball. They should have done a bundle with the PS4 and the Vita right early on, in my opinion. Like I think that would have been a very smart thing to do.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that a lot of people didn't realize that a lot of those features were included on that. So Microsoft aren't the only ones that don't really market that well.
Right.
You also have Sony with certain things. They don't market things very well. So they also drop support of things like the Vita. Like how fast did they drop support of that damn thing, right?
When did that thing go out? Was it 2012? 2013 it launched?
I think so. I'm gonna look
I think it was
up.
no, pardon me. It was before 2013 because everybody wanted the Vita to be bundled with the PS4.
December 17th, 2011.
Wow, there you go. 11. Okay.
Yeah. So the funny thing was because the 3DS came out February of 2011, right? And so that was the first year. Remember that E3? I don't know if you were watching E3s back then, probably, but that E3 was one where Nintendo announced the 3DS, and everybody's like, "Whoa!" And then Sony did the Vita, and everybody's like, "That just killed the 3DS. They just destroyed." And then you look back later, and the Vita's got like eight consoles sold, and the 3DS has like 75 million or whatever it is. So it just goes to show you that people like handheld stuff. Obviously the Switch is their new kind of hybrid or whatever, which I thought it kind of cannibalized their own sales a bit, right? Since they usually do handheld and traditional consoles. But I'm very interested to see how that works out, because if you can do PlayStation games on the go, that's a big win for them. And we were talking about this before the show, Mooch. Like we were kind of talking about how because we're Microsoft fans, right? Or fanboy, like people, like whatever it is, right? Like not like extremist, but we're Microsoft. We prefer Xbox, right? And everybody's like, Xbox could really do well with Game Pass and streaming and xCloud, right? And we're all saying that. And then I'm looking at this and I'm like, if Sony did a xCloud type deal of their own and a Game Pass deal of their own with their lineup and their catalog, that's much more attractive than what Microsoft is doing.
Yeah, I think PS2, PS3 games, I don't know how many they're actually on PS Now, but those games are more appealing to the general public than, say, some of even the third-party games that are in Game Pass. That being said, I don't know. I like what your idea is moving forward with Sony with that handheld. I can see them trying to – everybody wants to switch something up, Crap. We've been talking about this for a few weeks now. No matter how you look at it, these companies want to do something revolutionary. They're saying gaming is not going to be the same starting next generation. We know Microsoft's direction. We kind of see that Nintendo's maybe they're hopping on the bus with Microsoft. They're working with them. That's fine. But realistically, we don't know what Sony's next big move is besides having a more powerful console. So is it going to be their leap into VR? Is it going to be their leap into possibly their own handheld? These are the things. I got to be honest with you. But the one thing that I am noticing is even with Sony making these changes, they're still sticking to their traditional roots. Because if you have a PSVR, you still have to have their platform. And if you have their tablet or their portable device, you're still in the Sony ecosystem.
Absolutely.
So I'm wondering, well, that's what I'm wondering. But I mean, I do think that we talked on it on Crossfire Crap, and we should bring it up. It is kind of inevitable. The same way, if you remember in 2012 when we said there was no way digital was going to overtake physical, and everybody in the chat was like, physical or death?
Yeah.
All right. And now everybody's like, well, I kind of switched over to digital. It is what it is. A little more convenient. I don't like getting up. Everyone's got a million different excuses. But my point being is, this is a situation where I think PS Now will eventually be on, I'm not saying Xbox, but it'll be on multiple devices. And I think they're going to go day and date with their own first party, probably in about 2 years. I would say 2 years is when Sony joins that party. Because if they want to sell PS Now, let's be honest, you don't want to have Netflix and not be able to get a Netflix original series for, 6 months to 12 months out. You're like, why am I paying Netflix? And I'm waiting for Netflix. So it's,
I agree. So, it is a weird situation, and Microsoft has to be very careful with how they do it. Lucky for them, their next 2 games that are going to be in Game Pass are probably going to be relatively good games, with Ori 2 being a AA or whatever, and then, of course, Gears 5. So those will be relatively good games. And then after that, I think that's going to be a little bit more of the question, because we do have these new studios and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think Microsoft has to be careful, because people are very suspect of Game Pass right now, right? Like, when you look at it, and it's not really all their fault, I guess, but it's like some of the games, it's like if you're looking at Game Pass and you see, and you're just saying, okay, well, let's see what kind of Netflix original programming they have for Game Pass. And you're like, okay, Crackdown. And I'm not saying these are bad games, because you can have fun with them. Sea of Thieves in the 60s, State of Decay 2, probably my least favorite of the bunch, by the way. Yeah. And I say that, and Mooch, we get a little bit of crap for this, right? Because me and you both, like, we're kind of excited for this game. You like zombies. I like the first one.
Yeah.
It does do some things. It does do a lot better than the first one, but it was not what we were promised.
No.
When you hear co-op, zombie, kill zombies with your friends, have a good time, progress, you probably figured just like I did. Oh, if I'm in your game, I can progress my story too. Bring back stuff with me, right?
Yeah, I got
my game.
But crap,
can't do it.
The benefit of State of Decay 2 being so bad is, I think, part of the reason I'm enjoying Crackdown 3 so much. I had thought that Crackdown 3 was going to be the same kind of thing, where we already saw Wrecking Zone was going to run into its issues. It wasn't going to get people to come and try the game, regardless of Game Pass. I'm pleasantly surprised that Crackdown 3 is a fairly good game. Now, the only thing is, I would say, I think you made a good point. Not necessarily a great game, considering it's the end of the generation. Crackdown 3 would have been kind of a fun and wow, this Xbox One has true potential if that game came out maybe 2014, 2015. But at the same time, I think for some, I'm loving Crackdown, and I can't believe it. I don't think anyone really saw this coming. I'm 20 hours plus, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. They did a good job there. I do see your point, though. I think right now Game Pass hasn't really gotten people to the next level. And there's a couple people in the chat saying, well, Mooch, how did you come to that conclusion with PS Now? PS Now has to eventually take on the Sony first party games. They have to day and date.
And
eventually.
If they do that day and date, which one looks more appealing? And I'm not, here's the thing, because it makes it sound like this is just looking at it from an outside perspective, right? If you look at if they were to put their first party games day and date in that service versus the Xbox Game Pass service, what's more appealing to the average consumer? Looking over and seeing Uncharted and God of War and Detroit Become Human and Spider-Man, or looking over and seeing Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves? To me, it's very easy. And I brought this up, and people start, and they actually go, crap, you know what? When you think about it, you're kind of right, because I said, aside from the big three, and a lot of people go, oh, that's all they make is Gears, Forza, and Halo. That's not true, but that does seem to be all they make well. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So that's a bit of a problem. They have to get rid of that negative stigma. And Jez Gordon made a really good article where he had every single first-party studio, what they were making, and I was really stoked when I first saw that. I'm like, oh, man, this is exciting. But when you start reading it and seeing how far away some of these games likely are,
Yeah.
like, what was it on Friday? I didn't do a lot of talking on Crossfire. The previous week, I had argued, and I was the star of the show that day. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I talked over everybody.
Absolutely.
This week, I was determined to let other people get their opinion in a little bit more. So I kind of took a back seat. But you heard like boom, he was like, well, yeah, Obsidian, they've got 4 teams. That's confirmed. And then I'm reading the article, and the guy's like, yeah, we do have 4 teams. The majority of them are all working on Outer Worlds, right?
Yeah.
So the majority of all these teams.
That's what I said during Crossfire. Yeah, the majority, 90% of them are working on Outer Worlds.
Yes, and then the other, and then another portion is working on Pillars of Eternity updates.
Right.
And then there's 2 other side ones that are quote unquote just starting things, right? Just starting things. Holy crap.
And you're
3,
down to
4
it sounds
years.
like you're down to like 10, 12 people max on each team there. So
yeah, so they're just conceptualizing stuff. So that's a long time out. Not only that, but they're talking about sequels. Think about it this way, like, do you hope that Outer Worlds is a success or not? Because Microsoft owns that IP.
Absolutely.
So I guess they're going to make some kind of money from it, certainly.
Oh,
right?
Sure they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a sequel, like you said, and that's going to remain multi-plat.
Yeah, and it's going to remain multi-plat. So when do they actually go full tilt on the Xbox exclusive? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Because surely we're going to get, and we're going to want more exclusive games. But at what particular point are we going to start seeing stuff that we get?
I don't think you start seeing that rotation crap till 2021.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
right? But think about it. That makes sense, crap. You've got the rest of this year all kind of mapped out. Next year with the hardware is usually 50% of the announcement, right? Then you throw Halo Infinite on there. Boom. You've already kind of got the package deal for 2020 if you're an Xbox fan, right? So 2021, these people were all inked in 2018. You've given these people 3-4 years development time. Now you can get a turnaround cycle. You can get this popcorn thing spinning. You know what I'm saying? And every time you turn it full circle, popcorn hopefully drops out the bottom. So
Salty,
I mean, the whole thing is you get
Salty
something.
Says 2022.
Yeah, that's fine. You know,
2022, 2023. Yeah, so would I be correct, Mooch, if I said
you might be
Xbox,
right?
Xbox One is the Xbox that Microsoft forgot, right? Like, if you think about it, right? Like, think about the Xbox 360. And I talked about this. I did a live show, and I do these sometime.
Yeah, Apollo 13 was a successful failure, right?
Yeah, right. So let's look at the Xbox 360. And I tell you what, man, I was dancing. When I do a live show by myself, sometimes I get that extra Mooch gear. You know what I mean? I'm talking, I'm dancing, I'm bringing it, man. We got over like almost 350 watching. Please hit the like button. Let's get over 100. But I'll tell you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. So when it comes to the Xbox 360, right? The Xbox 360, a fantastic game or console, right? Yep. We all loved it. It was a great console. It had 4 Gears games. How many Halo games? It had Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo Reach, Halo ODST, right?
Yep.
Yes, it had amazing games. It had Fable 2, which won Game of the Year from G4 TV. Fable 3. Even though not as many people liked that one, I still liked it. I thought it was really good. Most people on my friends list played that game. So there was so much to actually go out there and play, and they did really good job. We had Alan Wake. We had the first 2 Mass Effect games were exclusive. Well, the first
BioShock was exclusive.
Yeah, for a year, right?
Yeah.
So Mass Effect 1 was exclusive the whole generation. Part 2 was exclusive for a year.
Yeah.
And then so we were getting so many games. Blue Dragon, we were getting Lost Odyssey, we were getting lots of Japanese exclusives, Western, Eastern, all kinds of exclusives. And with this generation, it's like we got next to nothing new. Like, realistically, early on it started with a bang, man. I was like,
we got one Halo game.
Yes, one. And I mean, we got the Chief collection. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, that's a quality collection.
It is, but not at first.
No, it took time, but it's a quality collection. But I agree with you. I mean, even Gears 4, I think you said, and I don't mean to ever quote anybody, paraphrase, but even Rod said Gears 4 was meant, kind of be safe and get the team together, get the band back together, see if they can produce something. And they did. Yeah. So Gears 5 is going to be their ambitious movement forward. But yeah, I'm with you, Crap. This generation really, I don't think it brought a whole lot of new, ingenuitive type of games, IPs. Didn't bring any new. So we thought Kinect might have been a new thing. They could have advanced it with 2.0. That of course failed. So yeah, I think, like I said, but the successful part, guys, this is not a negative thing. The successful part of what it is that Microsoft got it did get its roots back. It got back into gaming. It's going back to being traditional. It's going back to they always had the Power Crown. They've got that. They don't want to relinquish that now. They went out and they're buying and committing to first party. They're doing things like Game Pass. They're doing things like crossplay. They're not perfect. We know that. They may stumble over their own feet, but to be honest with you, this is the successful part of this generation. That's why I call it it's kind of the Apollo 13, right? The successful failure.
Yeah.
It had so many things go wrong, but I think a lot of people tell you, it's the old Bruce Wayne thing. You fall to get back up. Yeah. And, that's the Mooch interpretation of it. I think that was kind of a big thing. So even though we could sit here and say these were the flaws, we also found out that if it wasn't for those trips, we wouldn't have the Microsoft we have now. We probably wouldn't have the studios. And like you said, Crap, the Xbox brand might have been bought up by Amazon or Apple, or who the hell knows?
Yeah, they were quick. They were. What was that?
I don't know. What was it?
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like someone said "do" in the background. I don't know. So it could have been. It could have been Soleil.
It wasn't me.
He's starting to get used to it, though. He's starting to
get
used to
it's growing
it.
on me. It is growing on
great.
me.
It is.
People do it. Shout out to Yobi Dren. Yobi Dren does a video. He's like, Soleil!
Exactly. That's how you can tell when you got it in there with fans. You know what I mean? Like the fans get it. That's really cool to see everybody kind of come together.
A lot of good people here too. Crap, we got Salties here. We got Mass Murder. We got Noof Boom Boom Kaboom. Woke up in the room for you. So
well, it hurts my throat to do that.
Yeah, especially early morning.
It does.
Lethal Papa's here. Shout out to Lethal.
Oh yeah, he always does a great job moderating and stuff
there,
like
dude.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing stuff there, man. To see such great people here with us early in the morning. We really do appreciate it. It does mean a lot. And
we do have a lot of voicemails, Crap. So whenever you're ready, we do one.
We do. We can definitely do some voicemails here in a minute. Hold on. Yeah, exactly.
Likely through notes or something.
Yeah.
Hold it, folks. Hold it. Wait for
it. Did I get? I don't know if I got the email. Dang.
I sent the email. I did.
That's how you take your time with that, Crap. I got news for you. So Gadang, I do want to talk about Crap. Looks for that. We played a lot of Anthem Friday night.
Yes, we did.
And I think a lot of people want to know about this. Like, I like Anthem. I do, Gadang, but there's something I got to say. I'm not liking the story or where they're taking us when we get done with our missions. You go back to, is it Fort Taurus?
Fort Tarsus, yeah.
It's just it's not even memorable. And everybody in your team says, Mooch, hurry up, go back to Tarsus and just hit the B button. Just skip through it. Just skip it. Get the missions, go. And I'm like, I thought we were supposed to like ravish this story and like get into this whole BioWare experience. I got news for you. First of all, I don't blame any of you guys that are saying, hurry up, get the quest, let's go. Because I'll be really honest with you guys. I love Mass Effect 2, right? And I know this is probably an unpopular opinion, but when you got more than halfway through Mass Effect 2, where's you just kind of I was starting to go real quick through the story myself. I was starting to move things. I was making decisions haphazardly in the game, in the dialogue anyways. I just wanted to get back to the action. What do you think? I mean, you played Mass Effect. You played Mass Effect yearly. And Crap, you got to hear. I think, Gadang, didn't you say you play it yearly?
Yes, I play all the BioWare games yearly. The Dragon's Age, Mass Effects, Jade Empire.
Crap, he plays them all on top of the game that he put 300 hours into.
How? Well, I guess
I cut TV out, but gaming, man. I love gaming. So, I play it yearly. And you're right about Anthem. Fort Tarsus is gonna be boring to a lot of people, but for me, gameplay is what keeps me coming back.
Yes,
gameplay is addicting. So
I love Mass Effect 2. I think it's great. That was one of the ones where I beat it the first time, and I didn't realize that there were other endings where you could save more people. And I was determined to save everybody, and so I played it until I saved everybody. That was one of those games that you really got into, just like Dragon Age 1, right? When I first played Dragon Age 1, I played that game so much, and I loved that game so much, right? I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I got to the end, and I realized I didn't have enough power or potions to do it, and I had progressed too far. So I literally spent 35 hours getting there to the end, literally started over, spent another 35 hours, but made sure I had all the stuff I needed before I could actually beat it. So that's how much I love those games, to see them kind of fall far.
Have you started Anthem yet,
Crap? Yeah, I did start it up. I thought it looks great. It's kind of interesting.
It's fun as hell. It's a fun game.
Yeah, so I'm very interested to see how that sort of turns out, because it's very interesting, but it definitely feels like a lot different than a normal BioWare game.
Well, you know, we were talking, and it's one of the things Sully was saying to me on Friday. He's like, Mooch, I'll tell you right now, this is basically Mass Effect Andromeda's engine. And you can tell that this is the direction that they're. It doesn't feel like Mass Effect, the original ones, as much as it feels like their latest. And it's a different direction. Personally, I'm all about the gameplay. The gameplay is amazing. You feel like, everyone says it all the time, you're like an Iron Man character. No one's really gotten this right. If you don't think somebody's on the phone right now, if you don't think I'm Xbox, right? I'm Team Xbox right now. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, we just got killed by Spider-Man on the Sony PS4. What's the only other like Marvel character right now that's got everybody like absolutely like star-studded to get? It's Iron Man. Everyone loves a Robert Downey Jr. character. You get that going, and here you already have the mechanics. And you might go, well, Mooch, what do you mean? When we all saw what Sunset Overdrive had, you know, that was the talent, the skill base, and the way that the mechanics would flow for a Spider-Man. What do? You get that team, Insomniac, to come on and do this. Outstanding work. Great future vision by Sony's people out there to go out there and scout that and recruit them. That's awesome. Why don't you have somebody from Microsoft going up to BioWare right now being like, what do we got to do for an Iron Man exclusive? I'm already talking to Disney. I'm working this and that. I'd like to. You already have the mechanic. All I need now is the world, and we can even use your engine. You know?
Yeah.
So these are the things I would do, even if it's a timed exclusive, to get a Marvel game on the Xbox. And my God, the mechanics are already there. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how they've recreated an Iron Man type suit.
Yeah, you know what? I like the way that they've done all that stuff, and I think that there's definitely something to that game. I just think that, unfortunately, EA is a victim of that whole the hate train, man, that Microsoft suffers with too, right?
Yeah, man. Everybody's got to calm down. Like, I look at each game that comes out as it. Listen, myself personally, crap, you know, I don't really care for Ubisoft games. Like, for the most part, those are just generally not my bag. Baby. Yeah. Okay?
Baby.
It's just not my type of game. I don't know why. I don't like the third person view, the way that the what is it there? The crouch mechanic, all that stuff just doesn't work for me really well. But I got to be honest with you. You sit there and you say, okay, there's a few games that they come out. You can't just say, I don't like them, so I'm not going to play them. I think the Division 2, for example, has really worked on those mechanics and really gotten to a point where I enjoy playing that game now. So I'm looking forward to something like Division 2. A lot of people are like, I'm not playing an EA game. Well, EA is the publisher. There's all these people that work for different companies under them. So how can people be so negative towards EA just because it's got the EA stamp? You know what I'm saying? You got to look at these different teams as individuals, and they're putting their own art out. I don't know. For some reason, I never got that, but you're 110% right. EA has that same hate that Microsoft has, and no matter what the game is or the team, it just falls under that same hate umbrella.
Yeah, I agree, right? Like, look, I got to say this. EA has been kind of crappy this gen, right? Just kind of like Xbox. Right?
Yeah, they don't have a lot of memorable stuff.
I don't mean that in a terrible way, but there just has not been a lot going on there, right? So they had come out with some really good Battlefield games to last generation, right? Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3. I think Battlefield 4 might even be on the 360 as well, right? In PS3. I believe so. Yes. Sure. They also came out with Xbox One versions. But yeah, and then this gen, what did they come out with? Battlefield 1, which I liked, and then Battlefield V or 5 or whatever they want to call it, which is basically just, I don't know, not exactly my bag either.
No.
Like, for some reason, I was pretty good at Battlefield 1. Battlefield 5 just seems like kind of a mess to me. Yeah. Right? So, I don't know. And then,
how the time's gone by, crap. I asked this question before Battlefield 5 came out, and of course, a lot of people are just on the I don't like the Call of Duty train. So I think Battlefield gets popular just because they get the people that don't like Call of Duty, so they just fall over into the other camp just because it's a matter of fact. But realistically, I said before Battlefield 5 came out, I said I think Battlefield 5 is on the hot seat. I think the whole team over there. If I'm EA, does that mean that Battlefield 6 isn't coming out? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm telling you right now, I think they're keeping a real fine eye on this crap because it's in a gradual decline. And it's getting worse and worse. And I mean, even the fans are starting to give up on it. So, and I know a lot of people in the chat are like, no, I played Battlefield 5 yesterday. It was fun. I was laughing. I recorded myself laughing. You want to see it? And I'm like, no, I'm sure you had fun. I get it. But that's not my point. My point is the game is on a gradual decline. And I mean, do you think it's in trouble moving forward? Not necessarily the next iteration, but if 6 doesn't do well or whatever spinoff they do you see possibly Battlefield not getting eventually getting cut?
They could be. Like, here's the thing, and you know what's funny? I don't think it'll be cut, but I do think they might. I mean, they're obviously going to go in a different
Or
direction.
downsize it to a certain degree.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
With that, obviously, the whole way that they were going about things isn't going to work.
Right.
Going forward, you gotta move up into the future or the or the present at least. I'm not sure that people are liking the whole World War I, World War II thing. I mean, that was a nice change of pace, right?
Crap. That's the thing. It was funny. I say that's the whole funny and it never gets old. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, crap. Because this is the thing. When we were sitting there and we had all the modern warfares, then we had the advanced warfares, and we had the jetpacks, and people were like, enough with the jetpacks, enough with them.
Yeah.
What do you mean enough with the jetpacks? Like, I mean, who the hell we've been running around on our 2 feet for what? 2 decades? At this point, it was like now you go back, and after a while, you're shooting a pistol wearing Carhartt boots, and you're like, all right, maybe I where's my jetpack? You kind of want the jetpack back. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not that. Listen, if you like Battlefield 5, that's fine. I think the game is a beautiful game, but I just don't think it's. I don't think it's progressing. I think it's just stagnant at best.
Yeah. And then you look at it, they get the Star Wars license, right? And what do they do with that? Right? What do they do with the Star Wars license? They come out with Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. Battlefront 1 was like very much a reskin of Battlefield, right? And had no single player, no nothing like that.
Right.
No in-game chat, Mooch. No in-game chat. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then they come out with Battlefront 2 and they have all those star cards that realistically was pay to win. They've the Need for Speed series totally took a dump on the bed.
Right.
Nobody's talking about those games. They're totally irrelevant. I believe because obviously I think Forza Horizon actually made that series irrelevant, but the games just weren't very good lately as well, if you look at it. So yeah, you have that. What the hell else are they making? Dragon Age Inquisition, I thought was okay, but it wasn't great. And then they send their B team to make the new Mass Effect game, and it had nothing to do with the previous Mass Effect. And there was a bunch of problems with it. So realistically, who the hell knows when we're going to see any of this stuff again, right? And then EA cans Visceral. They were going to make the Uncharted of Star Wars games, which sounds bloody amazing.
Yeah,
right?
Sounds awesome. Yeah.
And now we get the news from Amy Hennig, who was writing the game. And she's like, yeah, it doesn't fit with their narrative now, what they want going forward for monetization for their video games, meaning they want stuff with loot boxes and things like that. So apparently BioWare has wanted to do stuff like Jade Empire 2 and KOTOR 3, and EA tells them no.
Right.
So, I don't know what to say, man. That's piss poor. That's just bad form on their part. I really can't say enough about that, right? It realistically is just so unfortunate, and I think Microsoft really has to kind of pay attention because people hate Microsoft on that same level. Whenever you go to a site, Mooch, and you look at a Microsoft story, right? Do yourself a favor one time before a laugh and just look at the comments that are first in there. It's always going to be somebody crapping on Microsoft and Xbox, right?
Yeah.
That's just the truth. It's the same thing with EA. Everybody hates EA. I don't get it. Like, to me, Activision has been just as bad, if not worse.
Right.
Right. And nobody ever really bashes them. Right. They basically, they're getting away with canning 800, 900 jobs. They just said, we expect there to be negative fallout from people maybe that boycott our stuff. Right. To affect sales, even though they're coming off record-breaking numbers.
Yep.
Right. Incredible that hey, they can Bungie, and we know that we know that those games Destiny sold pretty well.
I'm wondering,
right?
I don't think Bungie stays independent as long as I think they get absorbed by somebody in the next, I would say 2 to 3 years. For some reason, I just think that they're going to try their hand at being independent again. But I think realistically, some big publisher is going to come in and scoop them up. And it's too early.
Well, I think they signed with Tencent or one of those. They're making an exclusive game or something.
Yeah, but that's kind of how Insomniac is, right? Like they'll sign with somebody, they'll do a contract. Yeah, they're under contract, but they're still independent. Or before they were Activision. So I'm wondering who they're going to be with in the future. Everybody wants to see a reunion with Microsoft. I don't think that's likely. I think even because you really can't have 343 and them under the same umbrella. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It's just it almost seems like a conflict of interest for some reason.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, do we have a voicemail, Crap? Are we ready?
Yeah,
for voicemails?
we can hear some voicemails. So who do we got first there, Gadang?
We got familiar Omega. Omega's back.
All right,
Omega.
Okay, here we go. Starting it up.
PlayStation Ultimate Reality. Game Pass ever came to PlayStation 5. Hey, welcome to GameStop. How can I help you? Hey, what's good, family? I'm just looking to purchase a next-gen console. Show me what you got. Well, we have two SKUs of an Xbox, one at $299 and one at $499. We have the PlayStation 5 at $399. Well, why is that Xbox $100 cheaper? Well, see, the thing is, Microsoft thought it'd be a good idea to take out the disk drive, so it no longer plays disk-based games. So we're not really pushing that at the store anymore, just because if you bought it, you don't really have to come back here and buy anything else. So I have to download all my games? Correct. So if I download all my games, is there a place where I can exchange them for in-store credit later on or anything like that, especially if I don't like them or if I finish them? Not really. See, the thing is with digital games, you kind of have to think of it much like if you get herpes. Once you get it, you're kind of stuck with it. So I can't play disk-based games on that model? No. Then get the hell out of here. I don't want that. Okay, so we have the new Xbox at $499, the PlayStation 5 at $399. Well, why is the Xbox more expensive? Well, Microsoft is saying that it's a little bit more flashier and powerful than the PlayStation 5. Well, is it? Marginally. You see, the thing is, you might get a little bit more 4K-er and a little bit more 60 FPS-er. But would I really notice the difference? Not really. Also, if you buy a PlayStation 5, not only do you get Sony exclusives, but you can get Microsoft exclusives. Microsoft is throwing out something called Game Pass, where you can play all their games anywhere you want. So wait, you're telling me that if I buy a PlayStation 5, yep, not only do I get Sony exclusives, yep, but I can also play Microsoft exclusives on that as well? Yep. Well, can I play Sony exclusive on my Xbox if I bought that? Not really. Well, why not? See, it's kind of like a dysfunctional marriage right now. Microsoft is giving, and Sony is taking. So how much was the PS5 again? $399. How much was the Xbox again? $499. Sold! Anyways, I'd like to bid you all adieu. That's a big goodbye. Mwah, and good night.
And that was Omega.
He was talking like the Micro Machines guy. Hey, buy Micro Machines. We got this. We got the Micro Machine store. We're gonna get Micro Machines. We're gonna get the Micro Machines. Buy Micro Machines today. Yeah. So, what do you think, Mooch? Jeez.
Hopefully, he did that in one take. All right. So here's my thing. I don't know. I see where it comes from. That's kind of the horse we've been beating for 2 weeks. Crap. Is it going to be a situation where you go get a PS5? I mean, shout out to Salt. Salt's in the chat. Salt said last week, I think on this show, when he was in the chat, he said, I'll just hold on to my Xbox One X and then I'll go to PS5 and go from there. Some people are going to feel that way, Crap, because the Xbox One X is still going to be quite powerful come start of next generation.
Sure.
Right? I mean, it's going to butt up head to head against the Lockhart, and except the Lockhart's going to have a better CPU. I get it. But realistically speaking, a lot of people are not going to feel the need to have to run out and spend anywhere from $299 to $399 or more if they're getting the Anaconda. So, I mean, Omega makes a point there, that the conversations that us hardcore always think happen in a GameStop, that's not how nobody's asking that many questions. People are just like, hi, do you have any more PS5s? That's the conversation at GameStop. It's not really like, hey, can I do this over there? Can I do this over there? Go once, go twice. No, it's like nobody's doing that. So I think it realistically comes down to, will it become public perception that you can play Xbox games everywhere? I think the answer is inevitably yes, Crap. But will that happen the day and date of next generation beginning in 2020? I don't think so. The casual market is not responding the way that we all do these role-playing things on podcasts, where we're like, well, the media is just going to walk in and say this, or, the public's going to walk in and ask that. That doesn't really happen. It doesn't become like gospel for 2-3 years. You remember we gave the example of the iPhone. The iPhone in 2007 was taboo. I can't have that. I'm going to drop my iPhone. You're telling me I have to buy a new phone every time my screen cracks? No, nobody said that at all. But that's what you're saying. That's the conception you think the public has. The public's not going to go out next year in 2020 and be like, I can't wait to get Game Pass and take one console.
Here's the thing, and I know this sounds stupid to a lot of people, right? Salty's onto something, right? If we can play Halo Infinite on the Xbox One X and do 1800p 60 frames, do we really need to go spend $500?
No.
Or native 4K 60 frames?
The casual market does not need to do that.
Exactly.
For the most part. Some of the hardcore won't.
Now, with the PlayStation 5, I think that you're going to be getting that's a much bigger jump over the PS4 Pro. You know what I mean? Like the Pro can't do so much, like in terms of shaders and like 4K textures and things like that. I think that'd be a bigger jump. Plus, they're offering, like VR and different experiences like that. So I think that does make it a little bit more of attractive. So I'm dancing with Salty on that a little bit. Yeah. Like a lot of people I will probably get it depending on how the prices go either way.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it a must-have thing. And who is this? Med Level Cyrax says the Switch will outsell Xbox One lifetime sales. It's not just about the hardware. It's also about the games and what you offer your consumer. Dude, what have I been saying, right? Hey, everybody hit that like button. I've been saying this. Microsoft, the reason why they continue to not have those, like, the same type, and they have diehard fans, but I don't see the diehard fans for Xbox like I see them for PlayStation and some of the Nintendo people, right? Like, they are, and I think one of the reasons is Sony and Nintendo have really earned people's and gamers' trust throughout 30 years of doing this, right?
Yes.
Mooch, I think that's what it is.
I think that's very safe to say too. That
yeah,
they've
like
earned it.
when you buy a Nintendo or a PlayStation, you know you're gonna have some exclusive games, some really quality content, right? I don't even know who the hell makes most of Nintendo's games, to be honest with you. Like, who made that Zelda Breath of the Wild? But it's like a 10 out of 10 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the studio. Like, how many studios internally does Nintendo have, Mooch? I couldn't tell you.
I would venture to guess 20 plus. I think it's more than that.
Yeah, like, but I don't know exactly who's making these games. You know, like,
no,
I've heard of Retro Studios. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I've heard of that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, it's just you earn that kind of respect, and you know, and that loyalty. And if you look over what Microsoft did this generation, it's hard to really go, I'm full board with them next gen, you know, for another.
Right.
As I have now bought 5, you know, Xbox Ones, you know, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, more Xbox One consoles than great exclusives on this gen, in my opinion, anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not really, you know.
Oh, I completely agree with you. I do. I you know, Crap, I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
You brought up a nostalgic game that you said you were looking forward to playing, and I've got to ask because Sin was also excited for it. Did you play what is it there? ToeJam and Earl.
ToeJam and Earl. I have it. I downloaded it. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. So,
well, what brings that game up after all these years?
Okay, so one of the first games that I played on my Sega Genesis, which, if you guys don't know, the Sega Genesis had like a funk beat, like that. The music system in that was like this funk emulator, right? And so when you played ToeJam and Earl, it was like the boom, 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 boom. You know, it was just like this funky kind of game. And I remember never being able to beat that game. You play it with your friends because you could do. It was one of those rare games where you could play with your friend on the same screen. And it would do like the split screen if you got too far apart. And you know, I'd always end up getting to a really high level because it was random generated.
I remember the game, but I don't remember it being. I mean, I think it was a big deal at the time. It was like, remember when Echo the Dolphin came out?
I love Echo the Dolphin. Yeah,
well, a lot of people did, but I also think it was because it was this was a different type of game for that time period. But now it's funny. As much as that's a nostalgic factor, do you see a lot of people playing ToeJam and Earl? Or even I don't think that would. I don't know.
I think that was a Kickstarter game.
Oh,
right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know what's funny about that game is it was like you could pre-download it on every platform except for Xbox. Right? You had to buy it and then download it when it released.
Say.
Yeah. It was like, play it on PC, play it on Steam, play it on Mac, play it on PS4, play it on Switch, or this other console, right? So
did they say that?
Yeah, like, I mean, that's basically how it went down, man. Like, when you go read the tweet, because I follow, because I like that, right? It's, you know, I really look forward to doing that. You know, I like the nostalgia stuff. Am I going to spend a ton of time with that? No, but am I looking forward to kind of diving in and having that nostalgia back at me? Yeah. Like, I love the, you know, rocket skates and all that kind of stuff. You know, Bummer, and you know, like, I like that kind of stuff. It's a cool trip down memory lane. Which I enjoy doing.
What did they do as far as the enhancements? Did it get anything like a 4K or?
It's a new game. It's reimagined,
right?
It's sort of like it's like a hand-drawn type of art, you know. So I really do think that that's something. JT Gamer, you guys, I think we might have that set up by next week.
Yes.
The call-ins, I think so, and we're also working on other platforms. You know, so that we can, if you guys want to download the podcast and listen via other platforms, you guys will be able to do that.
That'll definitely be during the week this time.
That's coming around. We're gonna have the audio grabs of the MNC show. They'll be on iTunes and Google Play, and I think Spotify. I think I can get them on Spotify, so they'll be up soon. So
yeah, Absolutely. So we're looking forward to doing that, and we're looking forward to being able to kind of get you guys the show on multiple platforms. Which again, all this stuff is a little bit slow but steady, and thanks to your guys' support on like Patreon and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure if you guys do want to support us that you guys do that. We got a link below that you guys can check out.
$1 a dream, Crap.
$1 a dream. Also, we're doing the wheel next week as well.
That's right.
So
$1, new winner.
Yep, new month, new winner. Last month, Timidos won, and he ended up getting, I think, Anthem or whatever
was his choice. That's right.
Yep. So yeah, like all you guys got to do, $1 a dream, boom, you can get that in there. Also, if you guys call in MC Space Mornings or MC Morning, what is it, Gadang? Sully!
MC Show Live.
MC Show Live, yeah. Call in, leave a voicemail. Yeah, I'm still working on the live calls. It's just, yeah. Yeah, it's not agreeing with me, voice meter, so it's tough. But I'm working on it. I'm working on multiple things, so, but yeah.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. And if you guys want to call in, you can do that. By the way, we should go ahead and do another voicemail because we do got numerous ones. If you guys wouldn't mind, hit that like button, share it out. We're having some fun today. Let's hear another one, guys.
Here we go. We got Element Appeal. He's next. There we go.
Hey, Moosh Crap, how are you? This is Elemental Theo calling in again. Just wanted to tell you, great Xbox Nation podcast with Brad Sams as your guest. Thought he had some awesome things to say. And again, great reactions from the panel, especially you, Mooch, becoming the late coming into that. Anyway, I just wanted to give one quick thought. After hearing about that whole relationship between Nintendo and Microsoft being a special thing, and they haven't really announced anything yet, and everything else just seems to be speculation, it makes me wonder, what if really they're just developing the online backend for Nintendo, and basically it's going to be Xbox Live, but not really related to Xbox games. Maybe it's just Nintendo games running in Xbox Live, Nintendo games playing online in Xbox Live with achievement systems and party systems and chat systems and all that rolled into one. Basically, hiring Microsoft for their expertise in server services and online services. So, that's something to go on. And maybe perhaps a Nintendo Game Pass, maybe. And maybe not mainly for us, but for them. So anyway, feel free to shoot it down. Have a good one, guys. Take care.
And that was Element Appeal.
Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
I think all of our call-in folks are all actually Marvel superheroes. Crap, that's what I'm under the suspicion. There's always ambulance or fire going on. That, folks, was not Elemental Appeal. That was Peter Parker.
He's like,
right? He was literally swinging to the left and swinging to the right during that call.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Elemental Appeal, thank you for your service. No, nonetheless, I think I like his point there. I mean, we're all kind of infatuated, right, with this whole Switch thing and Nintendo and Microsoft sitting down at the table. Crap, if you feel the way you feel about it and you don't think the Switch will get all of that Xbox Live support that we were originally thinking, would you say that like there is still a deal on the table here where like if the Oris and the Cupheads go over, that we did see some of the characters from Splatoon 2 on the Xbox dashboard being tweeted out? And I know some of that stuff is looking too deep into it. I get it. But at the same point, do you see that like maybe there is a back and forth going on with some IP that they're switching hands and saying, okay, let's do a deal here? That would be something. I think a lot of Xbox fans would truly appreciate getting a couple of a game like Splatoon 2. Does that interest me? I own Splatoon 2 for the Switch, but that's a big get if you're an Xbox console owner to pick up that kind of a game.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a big get. I do think that I don't think that Nintendo's going to do that. I think it's going to be a one-way street. I think Microsoft just likes getting their games on multiple platforms, to be honest with you. And so that's sort of how I look at it. I think it would be cool because would I love to play Nintendo games on a powerful platform like Xbox? You damn right I would. You damn right I would.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's where it comes in. Like Nintendo wants you to buy their platform, and obviously, their games. Hell, and I brought this up at Crossfire, Mooch. Their mini consoles have won NPDs.
I know. Yeah.
Well,
listen, Nintendo is something special, Crap. Let's just, we sit here and we say we're Xbox guys. There's people who say, oh, I'm a Sony guy. But when it really comes down to it, a lot of us, if you go back far enough, nostalgia, okay, is that you're really, Nintendo or Sega guys or gamers. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
like Nintendo's got that part of your heart if you're a true gamer where you're like, listen, I understand. Maybe you're not the largest Nintendo fan now, but there's a part of you that like wants to play Castlevania again. There's a part of you that says, I saw that new Zelda coming out, and I'm like, wow, I want that Zelda. That's Zelda that what's the new one there? Crap, I don't know if you have the name in front of you. You probably don't. The one that they just showed at their latest Direct. That is actually the Zelda game that I remember mainly playing as a kid. That style game, those mechanics, that top-down feature, that top-down look. And to me personally, as amazing as Breath of the Wild was, this new Zelda game is more in my wheelhouse. It's more my bag.
Yeah.
That's my thing. So, I mean, there you go. That's my example. Is Nintendo might not be on your talking
Link's
block, right?
Awakening, right?
Yeah, Link's Awakening. You know what I mean? Like, my point is, like, every different type of game that Nintendo has hits a different gamer a certain way. And we all tend to go back. Like you said, we buy those $100 mini classics, or people always like, I'm not buying a Switch until later. You know, and it's like, all right, well, like everyone has a Switch eventually. So I really think that it's like they're kind of like America's team. You know what I mean? It's like they are the one. Everyone in America has a Switch and then another console, but they have a Switch.
Yeah. Everybody has a Switch.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, like, and the reason why Switches sell well, like you can go, well, portability, this or that, but they had a 3DS. They already had portable options. I think what it comes down to is they have great exclusive content, right? It's like hit after hit after hit. It's like Smash Brothers, and a lot of it is just Wii U stuff, right? Here's Mario Kart. Here's Smash Brothers. Like, is there really a huge difference between Smash Brothers on Wii U and Smash Brothers on the Switch? I don't know. Here's Splatoon 2. Like, is there really a big difference between Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 1? Like, I don't know if it, not really.
Not
so,
really.
I mean, like, they just come out with these games and they're exclusive content, and, it's a fun little handheld. If you think about it, that's an expensive handheld. It's the same price as an Xbox One S or a PS4.
Yeah.
Yep. So realistically, you're paying a premium price for that thing.
You're paying for the portability.
Yeah.
So
and it's kind of this bulky, weird thing. Like, it's not even really ergonomic or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't look modern. It's this thing that slips in this little thing. You know what I mean? Like, docks on this thing. It's not great. So they've done a fantastic job sort of appealing to people.
They've done a good job selling that thing. Crap.
Oh, hell yeah. They have. Hey, let's get up over 150 likes, man. Over 400 watching. Man, isn't it great when people come out on a Sunday, Mooch?
It's fantastic, Crap. And I'll tell you, we started the show we usually start between 11 and 11:30, but really everybody kind of wakes up. West Coasters are kind of up and happening around the 12 o'clock mark here on the East Coast, Crap.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic to have everybody here. Over 400, 420. It's just climbing. It's fantastic. We got more voicemails too, Crap. We got giveaways. There's a lot left on the show. We have Xbox Game Pass. I have Game Pass to give away.
Oh, hell yeah, we do. We got tons of Game Pass.
We got Game Pass.
Microsoft was giving it away to people who were testing out the
How do we want to do this, Crap? I mean, do we want a wheel to be a Game Pass, or do we want to drop a Game Pass?
Well, the wheel could be a Game Pass, and then we can drop one into the chat or whatever.
I think we should.
Gets it. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. So if you guys want some Game Pass, hey, play some of those great exclusives, man. Exclusives like State of Decay 2.
Yes.
Sea of Thieves.
Yes.
Crackdown 3.
Woo.
And the Ding to Resistance. Not another racing game. Forza Horizon 4.
There you go, folks. Who can argue with that?
Exactly.
No. Or you can just take this code, or you can take the code and save it till Gears 5 comes out. Whatever you want to do with it, folks.
Exactly.
It's your world.
Who do we got on deck there, Gadang?
We have Wow, I Don't Care. He's next.
Awesome.
Right.
Let's hear him.
Let's hear it.
Here we go.
Hey guys. I just finished Crackdown 3, and personally I think it's actually a really good game. At first I had my doubts. I played the campaign through with a co-op partner and I had a blast. Like I said, at first I was very skeptical, but once we started to get up to level like 3 or 4, I just started having way more fun. It's kind of addicting, honestly. I just don't get the media's reviews and the media's criticisms towards this game because, yeah, it has its flaws, it has its little glitches. The only thing I didn't like about this game is towards the end, I was having a lot of problems with the elevators going up to like the last boss, I guess. But there's a simple workaround that I found, which you just have to restart your game and invite your co-op partner again. But that is no excuse. It is a $60 game, and it should that shouldn't be a problem. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks. My gamer tag on Xbox Live is wow, I don't care. Hope you guys have a good day. Thanks.
That was wow, I don't care.
So I was doing two things at once here, Crap. I heard most of it, but what is it again? Which game is he kind of talking about?
He's talking about Crackdown 3.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He enjoyed it. He said he didn't have nearly any problems with it. So, you know, but after the first few hours, you know, he started really having fun with it and things like that. And I think that's accurate. You know what I mean? I feel like it was a good game, but he was wondering like, what's the deal with the negativity and the hate and things like that?
Yeah. I mean, well, we know the negativity and the hate, Crap. That's what we just talked about, right? It's basically Microsoft and EA have that same stigma, right? They have that same smell. They just can't get off their company.
Yeah.
But for all practical purposes, and again, I don't want to beat this dead horse too, but Crackdown 3 is still quite satisfying. I've been playing it solo. I haven't played co-op at all. I kind of wanted to get through it. I'm just about the very, very end. Crap, I got to be honest with you. So I don't have the stats up in front of me, but I looked real quick. I played a little bit this morning before the show. And, you know, I'm flirting with about 400, a little over 400 in gamer score. I don't know how many achievements I must have. I have 35 achievements or something like that. This game looks like if you were to do like a lot of the collectibles and just finish the game with a decent chunk of finishing the game outright, you're somewhere around the 550 mark for achievements. That's a pretty good run through.
Yeah,
say for putting about 25 hours in.
Yeah, that's a good run. Is the multiplayer stuff different than the single player?
I think it's all. They have their own 1,000, don't they? I thought it was 1,000 for single player, and then there's another 1,000 for wrecking.
I don't know. I think it's 500. I could be wrong because I got achievements
I'm not sure.
in both. So
I'm not sure. It could be 500 and 500. I thought I saw Iceman tweet out that he finished the game in completion, and he had 2,000s, I thought. One was single player, one was wrecking.
I don't know.
Which I thought was extremely impressive.
That's awesome. It's true. Holy crap.
Right?
Yeah.
We got a lot of like hardcore. You know, a lot of people say they're hardcore. These guys are hardcore.
They are, man.
Shout out to like Iceman, TiVo. Those guys play games, man.
They game their asses off, man. Like props to them. I think.
You see their gamer scores?
Yeah.
Some of them look like New York Lotto winnings.
Yeah.
My God.
I think it's.
What kind of number is that, Crap?
I don't know. I'm over 150,000, but even that is just.
No, I'm not even talking total. I'm talking about monthly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some monthly gamer scores are really high.
10,000 gamer score a month. And then when you ask them, they're like, oh, you mean that little thing? That little thing. 10,000. You know, I got a great group of hardcore friends on Xbox, but it is the most depressing thing to go to your achievements. I feel like I did pretty good one month. I remember I was like, oh, you know what? I kicked this game's ass. And I dabbled a little bit on this other game. I got 750 gamer score. I went and looked at my friends. I was like number 59.
Yeah.
With almost 800 to 1,000 gamer score. 59.
That's crazy.
Of course it's crazy.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane, man. Like,
shout out to Matty Beast, who's a big fan of the show. Crap, you know Matty's going to be listening to the show tomorrow because he's over in Europe. And Matty's always got 6,000. Like when he starts the first day of the month, he's at 6,000. I'm like, how does he get to round them over?
I remember like because me and him are friends on Xbox Live. Yeah. I used to see he would have like double achievements on 360 and Xbox One. So he would play like a Telltale game on 360 and then play one on the Xbox One, and he just have like a huge amount. It's like they're all Rand outdoor all of a sudden or something. You know, it's absolutely insane.
Rand sometimes is 4th or 5th behind some of these guys.
Yeah,
and Rand's sitting at like 4,000, 5,000, and these. 10,000, 12,000. I've seen crazy numbers on my friends list. And I'm like, man, that's depressing. I got 850. I was about to throw I was going to throw a mini little party over here for myself.
Yeah. I understand, man. That's pretty incredible if you think about it. So, you know what? I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I saw it on a Forbes article, which is that Microsoft and Xbox is giving away twice as many games per month now with games with gold than Sony is with PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Since Sony has officially now ended giving out PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita games.
Yeah.
They're only giving away 2 games, although I think they're giving away 2 pretty good ones.
Well, this month is you got to love this crap. I think this is like, wasn't this the Say All Tell All Diary of Captain Stu Nuts that they're giving away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
is the one, right? This is Modern Warfare's remaster.
Yeah, they're giving away the Modern Warfare Call of Duty 4 remaster, which is cool, and they're also giving away The Witness.
The Witness.
We might have gotten that.
We got that a few months back. Yes, we got that on Xbox.
Okay, so yeah, that I never played that because I'm not really.
I downloaded it, but I'll probably never play it.
Well, I always start it and then stop the download or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really interested in it. Hey, can you guys get us to what do we got? 142 likes. Let's see if we can't get to 200 likes, huh?
We can get to 200 likes, guys. It's a click of a button.
Let's go crazy,
man.
There's
no shoveling. There's no mowing.
Yeah, it's all you gotta do is hit that like button. Woo! You know,
you click and you move on.
So the interesting thing is, do you think that due to the fact that Microsoft is doing that, do you think Sony at some point will have to bow to some pressure and start offering possibly a 3rd game in there?
No, I don't. Crap.
I love you're just like, nah.
Nope, not even a little. Let's also be honest here, right? So we get 2 games with games with gold that are 360 or OG Xbox, and I know, nostalgia's a hell of a drug. I know
it is. It really is.
It really is. But to be honest with you, crap, I generally don't care about the games with gold games. One is generally one of the games I'll go, wow, that's not bad. Like, I'll be honest with you, okay? Garden Warfare 2, Plants vs. Zombies, I'll be really honest with you. That's a good get. It's a good giveaway game, right? I know it's old. Believe me. You're not going to see me on Twitter being like, well, guys, don't miss this one.
Garden Warfare 2 is awesome, yeah.
But it is good, right, Sully? It is.
It is.
I'm not liking this silly thing. Listen, I got to be honest with you. I think that it's a great get. It's a game that maybe you overlook, crap. I think the game's still selling for, I would say, $19.99. Maybe it's $9.99. But nonetheless, it's a fun game, good family experience. We played the hell out of the first one. Man, do you remember the beginning of this generation when that game came out? People were like, oh my God, Garden Warfare, this thing's great.
It was an exclusive for 6 months or whatever it was, right?
It was a 6-month exclusive. And I think I think it was on digital download only originally.
No, I bought it.
Yeah.
I bought it physically.
Right.
Which, by the way, Major Nelson, he's still putting in work on a Sunday, man. You can get GTA 5 digitally right now, I think, for $15.
That's what I got it for. Yeah, I got.
Yeah, I just retweeted it.
Not this sale, but
that's always that game that I want to play through one day. You know what I mean? Like
I might make it this summer. Crap.
I started it on 360, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what it came out on, and then I never just got really around to, to getting that. I liked the story. I thought it was really good, but at the end of the day, just Xbox One came out, so it was difficult to sort of continue to be able to go ahead and play that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I do.
Yeah.
I don't know, crap. I think you're right. Let's go to another voicemail.
Yeah, we do got some more voicemails. Who do we got? Good dang, Sully.
We got Jeremy. Jeremy's up next. So here we go.
All right.
All right, Jeremy.
Yo, what's up, guys? Hopefully this is the right call, but I kept finding like 2 or 3 MC shows. But hype right now. I just got my new 4K Q6, and I'm thinking I'm keeping it. I was gonna go back and get the Q8, but I'm happy with the purchase. So definitely not going back to 1080p like crap always says. So great show. Love you guys. Peace.
That was Jeremy.
Oh man, my thing like Mooch. What do you think, Mooch?
Well, I'll tell you. No, I got it. He's talking about TVs, man. TVs are a big deal. I think he just got his 4K. He's leaving 1080p for good. And
good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, and I think he was saying you mentioned 1080p. I don't think it's crap that pushes the 1080p as much as Xbox 448. He was playing on a 1080p.
I don't even have.
TV.
Yeah, I'm all 4K, guys.
He's all 4K. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Xbox also either got a 4K now or getting one soon. But I got to tell you something. There's a lot of people we know that have X's crap that are playing on 1080p and they're enjoying their experience.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the games look great still on a 1080p TV. I think once you make that jump to 4K, listen, we've all said this. It's not the jump that we used to get from going from like that Gears, the first time you ever played Gears on 360 in 2007. It's not that jump, but let me tell you something. The clarity, the crisp colors, the HDR. I mean, it's all this package now that just changes gaming in such a way that I don't know if we thought was fathomable back in 2012, 2013 when we talked about this generation. So, you know, I always related, me and Crap were talking about this while we were gaming one time. I said, the way I look at this generation's increase in its technology that is subtle and people don't realize it is, do you remember, again, whether you like Samsung or you like Apple, that's up to you. But when Apple did their Retina display, okay, and Samsung called it something else, the difference between that first, second, third generation iPhone to that fourth generation where they had the Retina, where text and pictures became so much clearer in HD on our phones. This is the clarity. I mean, my God, guys, are you guys playing Anthem? You guys know what I'm talking about. Division 2? Are you seeing these lighting effects, these particle effects, the clarity, the screen? I mean, the detail to the mud. We joked around with 1080p mud. Crap, this 4K mud's real. Okay?
Yeah.
And I think this is why Jeremy was so excited. He was writing to us on Xbox Live as well, Crap, when he got his TV.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of having an OLED. If you have an OLED, if you have the ability to get an OLED, I say get it. If not, don't worry about it. You're still enjoying 4K goodness. So it's just it's a different experience on an OLED. You know, a lot of people like to say the QLEDs are the same. I tend to think not. I think a QLED's still very good, but I still think it's, you know, maybe someone can prove it on paper. But, you know, the eyes never lie, Crap. The eyes never lie.
Yeah. I agree 100%,
Yes.
dude. I think it's been, incredible. By the way, I am accepting donations of the Division 2.
Wow, there you go.
Yes, I am. My birthday in 2 days, by the way. 2 days.
Who the hell would have known that?
Yeah, I know, right? In 2 days.
Crap.
Yes.
Well, listen, while we're doing that, I'd like to thank Anthony Boyd. Did hook me up. He hooked you up with Anthem. He hooked me up with Division 2. Shout out to Anthony. He's a big fan. He's also a big Patreon subscriber as well, Crap, which is very, very appreciated.
It is. It is super
Crap, I don't blame you out there.
Oh yeah, man.
You know,
like,
you guys,
again,
you got your hat,
saving up. Yeah, saving.
jig.
I am, man. I'm dancing the jig. I'm saving up for wedding, all this kind of stuff, man. I can't really. Some games I could get, man. Like when Gears comes out, I'm definitely gonna get Gears. But for the rest of the year, man, it's gonna be kind of bare bones for me. You know,
well,
bare bone. Well, I got plenty to play.
Well,
so
I got a stacked March, Crap. We got a stacked March. Okay, because I got news for you. I'm playing.
What do we
Division. Sekiro.
I'm
going in, baby.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Well,
Luke,
I got
sorry.
news for you. It is going to be a fantastic March. I am going to play Division, but I am going to put that down. Division's going to take a back seat again to Sekiro.
Yeah.
I know that's not your bag. I'm not going to talk you into it, Crap. I'm not.
I kind of want to play Sekiro too. Yeah, Sekiro looks good. Oh man, sorry, Crap.
I had to wait for this one. Shout out to Super Data who hooked me up with it. He hooked you up in November with a game, Crap, because you remember you were like, I'm not taking Sekiro.
Yeah,
I've been sitting here waiting. That's what's great about.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, yes. I remember that.
So I've been sitting here waiting. Yeah, he called in on an MC. He's like, "You're getting Sekiro." He did. He already hooked me up with it. I've got a Sekiro pinned to my home. That's how excited I am, folks. I never even pinned anything. It's pinned.
Oh,
it's been a while since I pinned. Who's still pinning, by the way? Are you guys still pinning out there?
I still pin my games.
I'll occasionally pin, but wait, are you pinning to the to the home? So it's one of the big like chunks of your screen as you move down the D-pad, or do you pin it to your 24/48 pins we can have now, or whatever it is?
I basically pin my groups. Like I have groups of games that I play all the time, and that's pinned to my home screen.
You should do a little video on that, good dang.
Yeah, I think I should.
Definitely.
I think I
wouldn't mind watching that because people don't utilize groups right. Like some people do it right on their phones.
Yeah.
But like, I don't they have groups now, but they never really showed. Remember they said these great tutorials, Crap? Yeah. Remember Major Nelson used to do anywhere from a 5 to 10 minute show?
Somebody asked me how to do pins on a new Xbox and I couldn't even tell them.
You know, I got news for you. I mean, I pin a lot. Well, I don't really pin. I used to pin. I used to be a pinner.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, I don't pin so much. But what you do is you go over to your games and apps, right? You go over to your game that you want, you press the start button over it, right? And then I think it says groups, right, Crap? And when you click on groups, then pins comes up. So you can start a group or click it into your pins.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So
I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
I don't know. I was really excited about the whole pinning thing, and now I find myself going to my games and apps all the time.
Yeah.
I'm in my games and apps more than I'm pinning.
The problem is, right, like for me, I don't know how many games you have, but it's like I have 800, so I pin the ones that I really play a lot.
Try to pin the latest and greatest.
That's what I do. I do the same as crap. I got
but then you got to go in and clean
24
house
games
while,
pinned
right?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the game. Then of course I got my Hulu, my media player, my Netflix. I've got those pinned. You know what I mean? My WWE network, because I'm always watching my wrestling.
God bless you.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, you know that.
You're wrestling. I guess I have Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, is that still a thing?
It certainly is. I thought the same thing once Hogan retired.
Oh, come on, man. Hogan never retires, man. Hogan's like, he's in it to win it, man. He's always out there living the dream, man. That's what he does.
I can't keep up with all the names in WWE. It's like Jimmy Jiggerfly off the ropes, Snuka.
Dude, you're talking about the 80s, man. Superfly Snuka, man.
Yeah, Superfly Snuka.
Dude. Yeah, there's a whole new
now it's out there. Who's the latest and greatest in WWE right now?
Well, I mean, it depends on who. Like Brock Lesnar is a name who's pretty big in WWE. Roman Reigns. He just came back. He had
the names are getting weaker.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that people like in WWE, man. It's like, you know,
Andre the Giant, you had the Sheik, you had everybody. Hogan.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got Braun Strowman, you got
Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Oh shit, James Vincent, man, woo!
James Vincent, $100 spot.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Woo!
That's great. Who's yelling? You know who's yelling? Oh. Not the guy who owns this channel.
Hey man, I appreciate it, James. Really do, man. That's
better go to
awesome,
Division
man.
Crap.
Dude, hell yeah, man.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, dude. The only thing is, man, with those things is like takes 2 months to get it, and you know Google takes.
Yeah, that's right. It's over 50 gigs. Crap's like I'll see you in April.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, hey, see you guys in April. Woo! You know what I mean. So yeah, you know, I have I'm looking forward. Yeah, I'm an old man, dude. I'm old, dude.
Well, I'm saying the WWE crap has not been what it used to be.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I was a big WWE fan in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? When they did the, you know what I mean? With The Rock and Stone Cold and all those guys,
that was
right?
Good. That was a nice run there.
Those are some of my favorite. Yeah, Kurt Angle and those guys. Yeah, that was really awesome. You know
Mankind,
what
I believe, was
exactly
one, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But listen to those names. Those characters,
know, right?
And now you're like,
we're losing people as we're talking about wrestling. Hit the like button, guys. We're gonna change the subject.
Let's switch over to game. Actually, we have another voicemail too.
Yeah, let's. Who do we got, Gadang?
Okay, the next voicemail is Mojo Blues. Mojo Blues is
Mojo Rising.
Mojo Blues.
So
yes.
Let's hear it.
Here we go.
Hey, Mooch and Crap, and good day. This is Mojo Blues. Just wanted to call in, tell Crap, stop whining. Xbox is in a great place. Tons of great games are coming. It's all good. And don't worry about the Switch. It's doubtful that would happen. But if they put Game Pass on it, it's okay. It doesn't make Xbox irreverent. Wow, that didn't sound right. Irreverent. Hey, I'm a hillbilly, so whatever. Anyway, just wanted to say, man, watched all the shows this week. On fire, everyone. Great debates and discussions over all this stuff. But power on. Xbox is in a great place. All right, I'm out of here. Have a good show.
And that was Mojo Blues.
That is one of my new favorite callers, Crap. I'm not going to lie.
He's like, stop whining.
Yeah, but then afterwards, he was like, trying to get that word out, and he's like, screw it. This isn't happening.
Yeah,
awesome.
Here's the thing, man. I'll never stop expressing my my feelings about how I feel about certain things when it comes to Xbox, man. Even if you don't agree, we can agree to disagree. Look, I would never fault anybody for having the other opinion. I expect people try not to fault me because I've always done my best to keep it positive for Xbox and to do my best to make sure that I was kind of giving my honest self. I couldn't give any less, like that's the thing. If I feel a certain way, you might not have to, but I still think that you need some kind of content to draw people to the platform. There's this rumor going around that Xbox One is at like 42 million in sales, which kind of ties into what I named it, right? Because that was this big rumor from one of those quote unquote insiders was 42 million consoles sold. Which to put that into context, right? In 2007, the Xbox 360 sold over 20 million consoles that year alone. So you might hear people go, Xbox One's doing better than the 360. Not in sales. It might be in money, right? But not in sales. Like sales 2007 was a huge thing for Xbox 360, over 20 million. And the reason why was because Halo 3 and of course Gears of War came out at the end of 2006. Then you had Halo 3 in 2007, and you also had Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. That was the first big like major Call of Duty.
Yeah, that
you know
was
what
big.
I mean? Like where people woke up. Elemental Pino says if Sony does bring back full backwards compatibility to the PS5, then they would change PSN back to 3 or 4 free games again. I don't think so. I think they're just looking to sort of get rid of that and just kind of make it cheaper. Like let's face it, Microsoft's not going to keep up with the 360 games forever. I mean, right, Mooch? You agree with me?
Yeah, no, they're not. I mean,
they're already giving original Xbox games in there now.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've been saying this for a few weeks now. You've been saying actually a few months. You're like, I wonder, you think they're done with the 360 games?
I think they're running. I think they're running out.
Running out of the ones that they're allotted to do, or because there's still plenty they could give away.
Yeah, I mean, how many are left for them to actually go out and do that with, though, right? If you look at sort of what they're doing, how many games that are going to come to backwards compatibility that they haven't already given away? Like they've given away so many, I guess. I don't know. It's like they always come out with some weird ones or whatever. Actually, the Metal Gear one, I'm actually kind of excited about. I heard decent things about it. Platinum Games, I think, made it. Metal Gear Revengeance.
That Metal Gear game is great. It's a good one.
I've heard really good things about it. I've often meant to pick it up for like $5 here or there, but I think that's cool. I like that they're still having those, and I think the addition of doing an Xbox one is cool. Like you can't really complain when you look over, you see Sony not doing that you know what I mean?
Well, they can't do it, right? They can't do the PS3 games, right? They can't do those on back compat as it currently stands, and they're I don't know. I think that they're doing 2 quality games versus the 4 meh games. It's nice. I listen to what you just said, Crap, right? I really think that some of the OG back compat, some of the 360 games are giving us is kind of like, the equivalent to Christmas fruitcake, right? It's a nice gesture when someone brings it over, but the minute they leave, you throw it in the garbage. Yeah. Right? I mean, who the hell wants fruitcake? So
I agree.
Right? It's an old joke, but it's true. Same thing goes here. It's like, oh, Mooch, come on. I'm going to play that OG Star Wars game. But then they forgot to put in parentheses for about 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Who's playing that thing for like 40 hours? We're all sitting. I know people that are hardcore telling me they don't have enough time in the day to keep up with these new games. Or forget new games. How about games that just came out in the past 18 months? Who wants to play something that came out 18 years ago? I mean, it's just like, it's not, and don't get me wrong. A lot of people are like, I do. I'm not saying you don't want to go play some nostalgic games, but like realistically speaking, I don't see people getting excited about that in the games with gold. I would rather Microsoft went and did the 2 Xbox One games and make them amazing, or at least make them okay, instead of right, instead of just like, and everyone's like, oh, don't worry about it, Mooch. It's okay. It wasn't a bad month. Wasn't a bad month. Who's looking at this thing with a pirate patch on?
Yeah,
not a good month.
Hey, I agree. You know what I mean? I don't think that it was a great month. What the hell's Adventure Time? I've never even heard of that. So
no one has.
Yeah, I mean, that's not great. And I think Sony's going to continue to do like AAAs and stuff now, right? Because think about it.
Well, we'll see.
We're towards the end of the generation, 6 years in or whatever, right?
Right.
Those games early on, they're much cheaper now. They can give away those. They give away those earlier exclusives, or
they can.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see Horizon Zero Dawn at over 10 million now?
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
That's apparently there's a lot more people that like that game than we originally thought.
Yeah.
And I think it comes down to the fact that, let's be honest, as far as Sony goes and their first party studios, was that how many new IP did they come out with first party? Like new IP.
Who?
Sony.
So this gen?
Yes.
First party. Let's see. They did
new IP.
Well, they
They
helped a
had-
lot with Bloodborne.
Well, yeah, and I like to give them Bloodborne. I actually would give them credit for that, but that was them hiring. Like, you can't say Sunset Overdrive for Xbox. That's not their first party.
Yeah.
But they hired, like Sony hired from software.
Yeah, I mean, second, well, Microsoft doesn't even own that game though.
So right,
Sony,
isn't it just Horizon for the AAA stuff? Was there another new IP that I'm some reason The Order?
They did Horizon, The Order.
We know The Order's not going to get a sequel.
Geez, come to think of it, I don't know. You might be right. Yeah.
So that's why it did. And listen, if I'm forgetting one on a smaller scale, my apologies. I'm just saying, like, Horizon was a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's a big game. It was a big market. A lot of money went into it. It's a recognizable studio, regardless of your feelings of the studio.
Yeah.
So you put all that together, crap, and it was decent game, decent mechanics, nothing great. I thought the story was pretty bad. That was a me problem, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, for some reason that game just got really. See, I have the same hard time with Horizon Zero Dawn as I do with, like, sometimes the Tomb Raider games. And I know I get some slack for that. But, like, those games don't always just keep me engulfed long enough. I'm like, I play it for a while, and then I'm like, I could easily go play anything else. It just doesn't keep me wrapped up.
Did you like the new Tomb Raider or no?
I didn't even get to a third of it. The same thing with Rise of the Tomb Raider. Remember, I've only gotten to about halfway on Rise.
Yeah, well,
it's just not my bag, really. I mean, the game's great. I'm not critiquing it. I'm not. I mean, it's clearly an 8.5, 8.8 or better, depending on the type of gamer you are and what you like.
Yeah.
I mean, the game's great. I'm just saying to you, it's not my bag.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It just doesn't. It doesn't keep me there. But Horizon Zero Dawn, I see hitting that 10 million mark because it's a new IP, big company, first party. Sony advertised the hell out of it.
Yeah.
You know, my God, they almost did a week-long advertisement on Kind of Funny Games. Greg Miller loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. It's one of those weird situations. I love those games. Those are some of my favorite games. I was really disappointed with the lack of sales in the new game. Hey, everybody, hit the like button. Man, we're going up as the day goes on, man. People really wake up as we get closer to 1, huh?
It's very true.
Damn. Of almost 450 watching. Hit the like button, guys. Share it out. We've got some more voicemails. Gadang, who do we got on deck?
Yes.
We got Enrico. Enrico's next.
Let's do it.
Enrico, let's do it.
Here we go.
Hello, guys. It's Enrico from Italy again. I'm loving the show. Mooch is great. Crap is great. Gadang is great. But I just wanted to give you some feedback, if you don't mind. So, first of all, please change the font of your names at the bottom of the screen. Secondly, the two gray pieces of graphic card at the bottom and the top of the screen are way too flat and boring. And finally, is it just me or your Hangout image, the one that shows up in the middle when you speak, has gotten smaller? Ask the chat if they agree. Alright, thank you. Wish you the best. Bye.
That was Enrico, and
I'm not gonna lie to you, Gadang. Everything he said, I completely agree with.
Spot on. Okay,
it's bothered me that the logos of
that question is pretty much directed toward me there. Okay, so I'm gonna answer as best as I can. Man. Well, he's totally right. The font does look bland. Okay, the thing is, I've already worked on a new overlay. It's gonna probably debut next week, if not the following week, because I'm incorporating a ticker. So we're going to have all our Patreon members running down at the bottom of the screen. And the colors are going to be more, it's going to pop more than what it is now. So, and that little circle in the middle, our little voice thing, it did get smaller. I kind of adjusted a little today. But yeah, I totally acknowledge everything he said, and I'm working on it. Thank you, Enrico. I appreciate the constructive criticism.
It's always a work in progress, guys. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
Elemental Pino says, so a lot of remaster our old faves reinvented from Sony. I mean, remasters and stuff like that. Sony's really good at that. I'm sure we'll see some remastered PS4 games on the PS5 or whatever. You know, I that's what they do. So, I can imagine them. Yes, I can imagine them doing that some more. And hey, I think that's, if their fans want to do that, that's fine. You know, I kind of like the way Microsoft goes about it with the free remasters, especially the 360 ones, which, by the way, when was the last damn time we got one of those, right?
Which one, crap?
Xbox 360 remasters for free, like the 4K updated ones, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest, Crap. I don't know if that's fair to say. We've gotten a couple of them, haven't we? Now in the games with gold, they kind of sneak them in there sometimes, don't they?
Sometimes,
you know. But it at Inside Xbox on the 12th, so they might say something there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh boy, another Inside Xbox crap.
Man, I can hardly wait, guys.
I was just gonna say. If you've only got 2 days left of any kind of like vacation time, folks, you save it for that.
I only could hope that they bring in Julia Hardy again. What a great personality she is, right?
That's always makes you smile.
Yes, they all.
I say you bring Justine back.
Hey, I don't mind her.
No, very positive.
Yeah. Yes, very very positive, upbeat.
Yes,
just happy
bring back Benny.
Benny Central. Yeah, bring back Benny. Hey,
bring back Benny.
Mooch, this one's going to have, hold on to it, State of Decay 2 news.
Woo! Stop it.
No, I heard they're going to bring back that escape room.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Gadang's actually happy. You like State of Decay 2, Gadang?
Yes.
Does he like it?
It's my life.
Is it? I don't understand. How
credits.
Did you play that game by yourself, Gadang?
A lot, and I've helped random people. I helped like dozens of random people in the co-op. They kind of improved it a bit more. It's still wonky, but I got used to it. So that's just me.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Like, you help people out, but you don't get anything specifically out of that, though.
I get the satisfaction of helping.
He gets the satisfaction. He's a good Samaritan gamer.
I am a good Samaritan.
I get, because I know people that like that game as well, but doesn't it annoy you? Like, you'll be out doing something, and then they like... Somebody just pissed in our Cheerios. We lost all of our foodstuffs. Get some more food now.
Here's
right?
a pro tip, because I consider myself a pro in State of Decay 2. As long as you keep your community happy, they're not gonna break shit. But
how do you keep them happy?
How do you keep them happy?
They won't work. 50. They don't get up. They won't do anything. I remember I went to one guy. I was like, "Dude, we gotta go." He's like,
"Pops up. Do everything that pops up, and then they'll be happy. Have enough food, supplies, resources, and they'll be happy." That's the only tip I can give you guys.
You know, the other thing that bothered me about the game, though, is the zombies continuously, just respawning. Like,
yeah, that sucks.
You wipe out an area, right?
It's a lot harder now.
Of course it's a lot harder. Meanwhile, you got Jimmy's pissing in the Cheerios. Yeah. Somebody else is taking a rusty nail to a big tree. There goes the apples. I got Johnny, the sheriff, who won't get up. He's tired. He says that in the game. I don't know about that, Mooch. And I'm like, what do you mean, I pressed X. You got to get up. He wouldn't get up. So finally, right? And then Gadang's like, I'll show you the ropes, Mooch. This is what you got to build. We built 2 things. I come back. One's not built anymore. Oh, that's because you didn't keep feeding it. I'm out here trying to live. My God, that game's annoying. Who the hell ever? Can you imagine? If I went to do the test run for that game, I would take the headset off, look back at the lead developer, and be like, "What the hell do you want me to do?"
Yep.
And why won't this guy get up?
Well, the main thing for me is, and I mentioned this before, was what's the deal with the lack of an actual story in that game? Is there like a story for you, Gadang? Like, for me, it was just like random quests that keep popping up.
It's kind of like Radiant Quest, like in Fallout 4 with what's that annoying guy, Preston Garvey. He keeps on giving you almost the same Radiant Quest. Well, the quests change over time, but they're all the same. Like, take it from me, I beat the game 27 times, so I know. I should know. I've heard every quest out there. I've heard it I heard everything. So.
Wow.
Right. I'm sitting there after, we get done with Crossfire, and I'm like, man, I've got to get a little bit of Anthem in, See Gadang on. I'm like, Gadang, we playing a little Anthem? Dude, he always wants to help people out, man. That's what's great about Gadang. Like, literally, true gamer. Guys, you should be following him on Xbox and Twitter. But, I mean, like, honestly, awesome. We had a blast. It was a lot of fun. I think Anthem, not to kind of pogo back and forth, but I think Anthem, the chance that this thing has is play with friends. Like, I've played it alone. It's decent because the mechanics are just brilliant. But when you want to have a good time and just laugh your ass off, man, it's great. I can't remember. Shout out to Lord Addict, who didn't play. Lord Addict won't play. He jumped into our chat. He's like, I'm not playing Anthem. He hung out. We were laughing our asses off. Shout out to Spider-Man, who's just always a classic in a chat, by the way. lot of fun, Crap. I can't wait till you start really getting into Anthem, Crap. We should probably try to get on today if you got a chance. I know Gadang's up for a little
anytime.
Good Samaritan.
Anytime.
Some javelin action, Gadang, right?
He's GSG Sully.
I
Good
got
Samaritan
all
Gamer
4
Sully.
javelins. All 4 of my javelins are epic. All 4 of them.
Jesus.
Anyone. So yeah, I'm ready. 60 hours into Anthem. Ready.
Wow. Good Lord. Good for you, man. God bless you, Gadang. Holy crap.
Hey, look at Spider-Man in the chat. He goes, what about me, Mooch? I already said Spider-Man.
Hey, Shane Tomlin says Julia Hardy is brilliant. Crap Gamer reviews. We have a different opinion, my friend, and that's fine.
that's fine.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like go tell her the proper way to say Forza, and then hear what she says.
Yeah, good luck. We got another voicemail.
Tell her nice rack and see what she says.
That ain't gonna work out.
I
don't recommend that,
my friend. Yes. Misogyny.
No!
Yeah.
Censorship. All right. We got
who else we got?
We got the final voicemail is from an old caller that called in, used to call in a lot before, Jack Jackal. It's been a while.
From another world, another land.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and run it. Here we go.
Let's go, Jack. Let's hear Jack.
Sup, Mucha Crab. Sup, Gadang. This is Jack Jackal from a faraway land. I have a message for Microsoft and the leaders at Xbox. I wish and I hope that they can hear it. The Xbox brand has a value and a strong one. They will need to increase this value by having great exclusive content, which we all agree. But not with sharing every Xbox game on other platforms. I do understand that they have a goal to reach 2 billion of gamers, but not with destroying the brand value. So, if you want to have Game Pass on other platforms, fine. Do that, but it should have some value in it. For example, on PC, Game Pass should provide me with Age of Empires and other games that is only exclusive to PC. On Xbox, it should only provide me console exclusive. On mobile, it should only provide me the mobile experience exclusive games. This way, you can cover all segments you wanted by providing exclusive to all platforms. You should understand that each of these platforms have their likes and favorite genres. Strategies, MMOs, MOBAs for PC. First person, third person, action adventures, racing on Xbox. 5-minute games on mobile. I mean, seriously. The Coalition made the perfect games for my example, with Gears 5 for Xbox, Gears Tactics for PC, and Gears Pop game for the mobile, to cover as much platforms as they can. Remember, Xbox started at the first place to compete in the living room, as they wanted that space for them, and the hardware piece of technology. I don't think that they should not let that place to be taken over by others. So, they will need to continue to increase the Xbox hardware brand value in the living room space and keep growing it. What do you guys think?
That was Jack Jackal.
Interesting. I mean, he really goes into it sort of like how kind of you would expect, like very much sort of how I look at things.
Yes.
And, you know, I do think that it's very interesting. Like, you know, remember, because like I was talking about some of this stuff, and now it's like there's this big rumor going on, and I might talk about it as well. So there is a you remember that Miami Street mobile game which was tested or whatever. So apparently that might be renamed Forza something or other, and that could be the exclusive game that could be going to Nintendo Switch on top of like PC and mobile as well. So yeah, like that's
I mean, if that's what Microsoft's planning to do, crap, that's really, you know, no
I mean,
harm,
but still,
no foul.
but apparently, like the funny thing is that this had to come from somebody real high up, because if you look at the head of Turn 10,
yes,
Alan Hartman, he's against mobile games. He doesn't like mobile games at all, and he didn't want the Forza name on that Miami Street game, right? So this means that it's somebody from the higher ups that's kind of pushing that narrative, and they kind of want that to be up there, and that's a little bit unfortunate. So it really went from Windows Phone to iOS, Android, and now to mobile and Switch. Like that's a little bit odd to me. You know what I mean? Like, where does it kind of stop? They're just flat out publishing games on Switch now, and that I think like it really does sort of take away some of the luster, in my opinion, of what's going on with Xbox. You know what I mean? Like, eventually there's like I thought Microsoft was smart by not having any exclusive content or I thought Microsoft was very smart by keeping Xbox games on Xbox and PC as their platforms, and now sort of spreading it all around is unfortunate. Like, not rushing out a Halo game just because there hasn't been one in 4 years or whatever was very smart, because you don't want to oversaturate the market. And I think that they were in danger of doing that with Halo. So I thought that was smart. Now, the one thing you don't want to do is oversaturate yourself with, putting all your games out on everything like that, right? And confusing people, right? Here's a PC mobile Switch Forza game. Now here's an Xbox to PC, and you can also play it on mobile with xCloud and this cloud and that cloud. You know what I mean? Like, it's very confusing.
I kind of feel like crap. And I know it's like, it's such a tough topic to kind of bring up in a few minutes, but I think Microsoft did this move because I think staying traditional for them would have put them out of, I think they would have put them out. If they just opened their doors with next generation console that's a little bit more powerful than the PS5, and they have the games, like you said, they haven't done anything. They lost this entire generation of gamers. Like, a lot of people feel like they had to buy, like, there's a lot of diehard Xbox guys that we know that somewhere between the middle and the end of this generation went and bought a PS4 to play their exclusives. Very few people turned around on the Sony camp and bought an Xbox to play their exclusives. Well, for two reasons. One, they can play most of them on the PC now, or number two being they weren't good enough games to get somebody off the couch to go spend $300-400. And this is my take on it. I think this is completely top level. You go, come on, Mooch, get a little more specific. You can peel the onion back as far back as you want to go. But realistically, crap, I think Microsoft is making these drastic moves because it's better for their brand moving forward. They were not going to make it. You could see the Switch came out in 2017, and you said it yourself in the beginning of the show, is about to lap the Xbox One. So with that being said, right, if they were just to come out with a console traditional and then wait and see what kind of games their new studios, it wouldn't be enough out the gate. They would be so far behind. This is an opportunity for them to still stay behind in the hardware space. They're not going to catch up to Sony in the hardware space, I think, even next generation, but they will have a leg up on software and cloud technology and streaming, which, again, we've all said is, whether you want to believe it or not, it's inevitable for the future. Am I talking about tomorrow? No.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're going to have their leg up on where they think that they can put their stronghold, and that's software crap. That's why they're making those advancements. I think in the long run, it is a better thing, because I don't know how long Xbox would have been around if it was just staying traditional.
I mean, look, if they would have went all in and given people games, I think that it's easy.
Possibly,
to say,
crap. But you said it yourself.
I mean?
We haven't seen them put that caliber game out yet.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know what you're saying, but I don't know. I can't see right now. I think they had to do this move for the better of the company. And when I mean the company, I don't mean Microsoft. I mean Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, but is it even Xbox anymore at that point? You know what I mean? Like,
that's debatable.
Like a lot of people be like,
It's not real. It's Xbox. Like, when you guys, anybody who builds a PC, whether you're building a gaming PC or you're just going out and getting a laptop, the minute you open up and spark up Windows 10, you start the start menu, boom, Xbox is an app. It's there. It's everywhere. They want to integrate, which is good. It's good in one way, crap, because guess what that means? Xbox ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's baked into the Windows 10.
I agree.
I mean, so in one way, that's pretty awesome. I wouldn't use the word negative, but where you leave the traditional space is, I think this is the way that Microsoft had to or Xbox had to pitch it, or Microsoft demanded Xbox move in that direction. That's where they're going.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can get Windows on your Mac.
Here's the
you can get iOS on your Windows.
The other thing, though, this is just a cheap little game, though. You know what I mean? Like, it really, the quality of Forza is is off the charts, and this, in my opinion, waters that down. Like, they're just slapping the Forza name. It's not even Turn 10 making this, so it's like,
crap. Hear me out. You said you would play Gears Tactics if it came to Xbox.
If you can control it with a controller, I would not mess with the
no. I know
for that
but
game.
My point is that, to me personally, this is a me problem. When I saw them make that, I thought that diminished Gears a little.
Oh, for sure. And then they announced
realistically,
at the same time.
But realistically, it probably doesn't.
don't know.
It's a me problem. But I see what you're saying, but I don't think realistically that's how Forza going to a mobile or a Switch game like that, even though it's subpar Forza, it's just another game. It's just another game.
Yeah, but it does take a little bit of that shine off of it because it's just seems to me like a cash grab off the Forza name. You know, just my
I can't argue with you. I can't argue with you. I just don't know if that necessarily is diminishing or not. I think it is in your opinion. It might be in mine, but I don't know if it is overall.
I think that plays into the whole quality thing that they're doing, quality control with Game Pass right now too, right? Yeah. Like some of the games are scoring extremely low, and now if they're going full board into the mobile market and also putting shit on the Switch, you know,
well, they better up their value, the quality.
Better. Like that game, if it's that Miami Street game or reworking it, that game was horrendous. That game's going to score piss poor, and it's going to have the Forza name attached to it.
Well, so, shout out to Alan. Walsh will be back. We're hoping next week on Crossfire.
Yeah, me and him are talking DM right now.
Yeah, he was not a fan of that Miami Street game at all.
Yeah, exactly. You know? So, Gadang, what's up with the? We got that Wheel of Wonder, don't we?
Yes, the voicemail edition Wheel of Wonder. Yep, we got.
I got
it ready set up.
Wheel.
Okay.
I don't have that up, but yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and start it. All right.
Here we go.
Spin that wheel, Gadang.
Here we go.
By the way, this is for people calling in, leaving voicemails, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
The Game Pass coming up, crap.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Spin that wheel.
Enrique,
who is it going to be?
Element Appeal.
Element Appeal. Awesome.
By a hair. Absolutely.
It was close. It was a close one. Enrico almost got it, though. So, yeah. Element Appeal.
Nice.
Actually, believe it or not, we're going to have to get Elemental Pio something else. I think Elemental Pio is the one who donated me the the Game Pass code.
Okay, well, I will hook Elemental Pino up with something cool.
Yeah, let's get him something else.
I will. I'll get him something else. Guys, we are so close to 200 likes. Please hit the like button before we end the show. We're going to end it with the Mooch and Crap show. Theme song.
Mooch and Crap.
Mooch and Crap. Yeah, it's going to be great. We appreciate you guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Have a fantastic day. Roll it, Gadang.
Roll it, Gadang.
Here we go.
Here we go.
NC is MNC. He gon' rack it up. Get your game on. And he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what Mooch on. Mooch and Crap. Mooch and Crap. Mooch and Crap. Mooch and Crap. It's that time to get ready for the MMC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, custom gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike. Mooch and Crap. Mooch and Crap. Mooch and Crap. Mooch and Crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and Crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for sure, and that's that. It's MNC. It's MNC. It's Mooch and Crap. It's Mooch and Crap. MMC is back. MNC is back. It's back. It's back. And y'all already know.